And then on the Roman Reigns end of things, he's got both titles right now. And there, of course, is the rumors of him taking time off after Money in the Bank, basically not being on TV at all between Money in the Bank and SummerSlam, which is going to be weird and really hard for him to build a SummerSlam program with somebody if he ain't on TV, unless he's going to face the winner of the Money in the Bank like Cody. And Cody then says, I'm cashing in at SummerSlam. I'm not going to take a cheap shot. I'm not going to attack you from behind. I'm calling my spot right now. And then maybe Roman and Paul Heyman can be like, cool, then I guess there's no reason for us to be here every week. We'll see you at SummerSlam. Goodbye. Get out of Dodge. That way Cody can't attempt to cash it in a cheap way or something. Maybe that's how they explain his absence. Otherwise, Roman's absence is going to be very strange. Now, there's been also talk about Roman's title run. Now, he currently has held the title, I don't know how many days, but it's the longest run in recent history, but he's still far, far off from any of the big ones. Now, I think the big 4 championship runs have been Bruno, Backlund, and Hogan. And probably Pedro, who I think held the belt maybe like 3 years. So Roman's got a ways to go just to surpass Pedro, And I think in WWE's mind, it would be really great. It would be really great for them. Because don't worry about Bruno. In order for Roman Reigns to break Bruno's record, he has to hold the title until 2028. Ain't going to happen. However, you're never going to, this is your only chance. Like if I'm WWE, I'm looking at this and I'm saying, if we ever want to break Hogan's record, if we ever even want to think that that's a possibility, because up until now, it never was. Business started moving real fast in the 90s, and we were never going to see a 4-year run again, ever. But now you've got somebody that's held the belt basically for 2 years almost already. And if you've ever had a chance to do it, this is it. This is really it. So maybe it will count if Roman eventually drops the WWE Championship and they separate the titles out and then he continues his run as Universal Champion for another couple of years. Then technically he would still break Hogan's record, but it would be an asterisk because he was a world champion and did lose one of the titles, but just got to keep another one. If Hogan had 2 championships to defend, then he might have been a champion for 10 years. You know what I mean? So it's weird. I almost wish that Roman would have won the WWE title a couple of years ago instead of the Universal. And he's been WWE champion for the past 2 years instead of the Universal champion, because that would look so much better in the record books, as him actually being the longest running champion. And I think that's why WWE's kind of conflating the 2 titles too, to where you really don't know the difference between them. So I would love to see that. I would love to see Roman Reigns hold the title for 4 years. I have the patience to be able to handle that. Other wrestling fans do not. Most wrestling fans do not. But I would like to see something like that because I think it would be fun and it would be different and it would be something we never thought we would see again. It was crazy enough for CM Punk and AJ Styles to hold the title for a year, in modern times. But for a champion of this time period to hold a title for 4 years is fucking nuts. I kind of hope they do it. I do. I don't care. I don't care how many fans complain. Who's sick of Roman? Don't care. Shut up. Shut up. I'd be cool with it because we have a lot of world championship belts in this world. New Japan's got a belt. WWE's got 2 of these fucking things. AEW's got 1. Lots of indie promotions have world titles. I can handle 1 championship belt in the entire universe of wrestling. I can handle 1 champion having a 4-year-long run. If you can't, then something's wrong with you. You got so much wrestling, so many stars to like, so many championship belts to follow. If you can't handle just 1 belt, being tied up for a few years, I don't know, look yourself in the mirror, man. I kind of want to see that. So it'll be interesting if WWE really wants to do that with Roman. But like I said, I don't think they have a whole lot of end game in their mind about how this is all going to shake out. And once they do want to separate Roman's titles, how do you do it? How exactly do you accomplish this? Does the winner of the Money in the Bank briefcase automatically get a shot at both titles? Or does he get to choose which one of Roman Reigns' titles he gets to challenge for? You know what I mean? So it could be anything. It could be anything. And if that's what Cody does, wins Money in the Bank, challenges Roman Reigns. And if you remember, Cody at the beginning was making a big deal about the WWF championship that was taken away from his father. That's the black belt. That's the black belt that Roman's got. So if Cody does win the Money in the Bank, he can say, I want to challenge you, but not for the unified title. I want to challenge you for my dad's title. That one right there, the WWE Championship. I challenge you at SummerSlam for that. And then he beats Roman for the title. He could have all the help in the world. Maybe Brock comes back and fucks Roman up and Cody beats. Who knows? I think you could set Cody and Roman up a lot like Eddie and Brock. But with Brock or somebody else playing the role of Goldberg. Because Eddie had a great moment as a babyface, and he had a lot of help from Goldberg. So you could book it that way, and I think it would still be fine and get over with the audience. So if you had Brock hit the ring and fuck up Roman in the match, and then Cody's able to win after a crossroads, Cody's now WWE champion. He gets to have the big tearful celebration and the moment with his father on Monday Night Raw, and then Roman is still your Universal Champion to go on then to hold that title for another 2 years. Because if Roman takes a loss and takes a pinfall loss, I'll tell you what, it's going to be a long time before you see him take another one. So if he loses that title at SummerSlam, he's still Universal Champion, and you can pretty much guarantee he's going to have that belt for another year, breaking at least Pedro's record. So they could do something like that. But the whole bloodline thing and all these championships, I don't know where they're going, but if I'm on the creative team, and I'm not, if they offer me a job and I'm going to turn it down, I would pitch something like that.